everyone. Today is Anzac Day, and it's a very special, meaningful day about remembering our grandfathers and great-grandfathers who defended our country, and especially, of course, who fought against the war. And so it's up to us to keep their memories alive, how our countries have been saved. And so I'm going to show you how to make some great arts and crafts just to remember everyone. Well, just to remember them by. To make the Anzac Day poppy badge, you might need a red piece of cardboard paper, some PVA glue, a pair of scissors, some green ribbon, a safety pin, a black marker, and a pencil. And also a paintbrush, some gold sequins, and some sticky tape. And while we get started on making an Anzac Day poppy flower badge, and so we just want to draw two flowers with 4 petals. So we just draw like some big 4-leaf clover shapes. Yep, it's just only 2. Just like that, and now we can cut them all out. So we get our pair of scissors, and then we're ready to cut them all out. Just like that, and now we can do the second one. And now we got the 2 poppy flowers all cut out, and we might just start with the first one by drawing some black lines, like a floating star, of course, because poppy flowers have got black spots in the middle. And then we just take some PVA glue, and then we just dab a big blob in the middle, and we might put in some gold sequins. There we go, just like that, and then we might just fold the petals. Yep, just like that, and then we might do the next bit. We might take the other poppy flower, and then we might use a safety pin, and then we're just going to stick it on, so just be very careful because the safety pins are sharp. And we're going to use some sticky tape. Just like that. And then we're going to do the next bit. We're going to take a piece of a small green ribbon, and we're just going to cut them up into pieces. Just like that. And then we can make as many as we can. And we get some PVA glue, and we're going to stick ribbons on to the bottom. Just like that. Yep, you can put as many ribbons as you want. And now we're going to do the final bit. So we're going to put the first poppy flower right on top. Here we go. And there you have it. And now there you have it, your Anzac Day poppy badge. To make your Anzac Day medal, you might need a piece of ribbon, a safety pin, a black marker, some PVA glue, and a toy gold coin. And don't forget a paintbrush. And now we can get started on making the medal, so don't forget the paintbrush. And so I'll just show you how to get started. We'll use the safety pin first. And so we'll just put it underneath, just like that. And especially, of course, we might put a lot of PVA glue all around. Here we go, we just fold it in half carefully. Just about the same length and the same height. Yep, just like that. And then the last bit, we're going to put the toy gold coin on. Yep, just right there in the middle. And then we just turn it around. And then we might just fold it to see how long or short you want it. And so we just stick it onto the back. There we go. Oh, and then we just put some extra glue on just in case. We just wait for it to dry. We might write something by using the black marker. And so we just write Anzac Day Hero. And there we have it. And now there you have it, your Anzac Day Medal. To make your Anzac Day wreath, you might need a large paper plate, a pair of scissors, gold paint, a paintbrush, a pencil, PVA glue, gold sequins, and a colored ribbon, and a green piece of paper, and a red piece of paper. And last but not least, a black marker. And also, you might want to use a large jar lid as well. And now to get started, we might place the jar lid in the middle, and then we just get the pencil and draw it around like a circle. Yep, just like that. And then we'll just punch a hole through by using the pencil, but just be very careful. And then we get a pair of scissors, and then we just cut the hole through. There we go, just like that. And then we'll move on to the next bit. Next, we take a green piece of paper, and then we'll just cut up into lines. Yep, so we might cut them into thin or thick lines, whatever you want it. And now we got all of the green paper cut into straight to thin lines, or if you want them thick. So we just use a pencil, and we're just going to roll them up like this to make them curly. Yep, just like that. And so we can continue doing a whole lot of them. So we might just keep going by using the pencil like a rolling pin. And now we got all paper lines all curled up, and so we're ready to stick on to the paper plate wreath. And so we just gotta get a paintbrush and dab it with some PVA glue, and then we spread it around and make sure it's all nice and thick. Make sure we put some thick layers of the glue. And here's what we are gonna do. We just put on a piece there, just where the edges are showing. Yes, so we just put them closer to the edges, like that. And in case if we need to stick them on really indestructible, we just hold the curls back, and then we just put some extra glue on. And then we might continue. Yep, just like that. And also we might fill out the gaps as well by putting some extras on. And also we need to put some extra glue on just in case. And now we got the wreath done, and so we might move on the next bit. So we might put in some poppy flowers. And now we got the red piece of paper and a pencil, and so we're going to draw the red poppy flowers to stick onto the wreath. So we might want to draw 4 petals. And then after we're finished, we'll cut them out and also put some details on. And now that they're all finished drawing, and so we're ready to cut them all out. Just like this, and then we'll keep going on. And now all the poppy flowers are all cut out, and so you can make as many as you want. And so we're just going to take about 2, and so we're just going to use a black marker and a gold sequin and some PVA glue. And so here's what we're going to do, just like a poppy flower. So they have some streaky black lines in the middle, and so we just got to draw some lines there. And then after that, we might just fold up the petals, also fold them up, to see if it's all standing up just like a real flower. Then we might take some PVA glue and dab a bit there. And then we just put the flower on top. And then we just dab a bit of glue there. And then we just put a sequin right in the middle. There we go, just like a real poppy flower. And now we can continue by making more. There we go, we made about 12 poppy flowers, or you can make as many more as you want. And so we're gonna stick them onto the wreath. And now we got everything ready, so we just take some PVA glue, and then we can just stick them onto the back of the flowers, and then we'll stick them onto the wreath, just like that. And now we can continue. And now we got the Anzac Day wreath all nice and finished, and so we need the final bit. We just take a long piece of ribbon, so we just need to measure it, and so we might cut it in half. And now we got the ribbon all cut out, and so we're going to use the PVA glue and stick it on the back, and also we need to write "Lest We Forget" with gold paint. And so we're almost finished. Yes, so we just leave the ribbon on the front, and then we just turn it around, just like that, and then we might use some PVA glue, just to stick on the lines. And then we just might put some glue in the middle just to make sure if it's all stick together. Yeah. And then we wait for it to dry. Yep, and now we got the ribbon on, and also we might write "Least We Forget" with gold paint. And last but not least, we write "Least We Forget" by using gold paint and just to help to remember. And there you have it, your homemade Anzac Day wreath, just to remember and never forget your heroes. Try it yourself, and I hope you enjoy making some good arts and crafts on Anzac Day, just to keep all the memories alive of our true heroes. And so remember, you can always be a true hero to yourself by keeping all the memories alive, and especially the ones that they always defended our country. So that makes you as a true hero. Cheers!